What's going on, y'all? Darby here.
Zachariah here. How's it going, everyone?
Great to see you guys today. And thank you so much for tuning in with us. If you are here live, today we are super pumped to be bringing you a brand new recipe that we've been developing over the past few weeks to help really, streamline and accelerate social media content creation centered around engagement. So before we dive into that, if this is your first time checking out us or what we're doing at the AI Author, or first time checking out Jasper as a tool, you can go and get a free trial of Jasper, get 10,000 free words to give what we're doing right here a spin, and we'll be sharing the recipe with you as well, so you can try this with your own brand, with your own voice. And make sure that you just subscribe to us on YouTube. This is where we post all of our live streams and all of our video trainings for free on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and click subscribe and make sure that notification button is clicked as well, so you get notified whenever a new video comes up.
All right.
Awesome. So we got some people tuning in with us live here. If you are tuning in with us live, let us know where you're tuning in from. And we're going to kind of dive into things as well. And so we'd love to kind of take some ideas from the crowd in terms of what to create some content around.
I think getting suggestions from the audience is like my favorite thing, right? And then just expanding on that with Jasper, I think that's what really shows the tool. And I mean, obviously it speaks to how good you are with Jasper too, Darby, but I love that. So I'm super pumped to get in here and try out this new recipe and see what kind of content we can create.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I know we're still recovering from the great Thanos thumb snap right there, Jarvis to Jasper. So I went ahead and made this hat as a public service announcement. As we're talking about these trainings, let's go ahead and just keep it in our lingo. And depending on if anyone actually wants to like rock this swag as well, considering opening up a small little store for it, but it's not necessarily the top priority. Top priority is creating these recipes for you guys and this high level training so that you guys can use Jasper to its fullest potential. Cool. So we've got some people tuning in from India. That's awesome. On LinkedIn. There we go. Yeah, guys, we're on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We are on YouTube. We're actually streaming live on Twitch and Twitter, I think, as well right now. Just trying to getting out there. So wherever you do tune in, wherever you follow us on social media, we'll try to be there with you, either weekly or bi-weekly with these type of trainings. But so much for that intro. I think let's go ahead and dive right into what we're going to be talking about today. And so to preface this, a few years ago, I think it was probably a year, maybe a little over a year ago, actually, for one of my projects, Side Hustle. It's a party game for entrepreneurs. When I was browsing the internet one day, looking just kind of at like, what are some other cool products that are maybe and have some synergy around what we're doing with our board game. And I came across this game from a company called White Label Comedy. Founder Adam Hunt used to be a comic writer, and so he would fill in like scripts for sitcoms and actually make them funny. And then he ended up working in consulting and developing a service to help brands actually create content that was engaging, that was entertaining, and wasn't a boring brand online. And so they ended up working with a lot of different brands as he kind of started up his White Label Comedy business. And one of the products that came from that was this tool. And I made sure to get Adam's permission to share this with you and kind of preface what we're going to be doing with this tool called Brands Against Mundanity. I'm going to share my screen because it's a digital PDF that they built, and I bought it and I loved it right away. And so it was designed initially, this is pre-Jarvis, pre-Jasper, pre-conversion AI days, to be worked on with teams so that you could come and have a brainstorming session with your team and really create posts. Like it says right here, we want to engage social media posts that entertain, engage, and sell. And so they put together this really valuable, really awesome PDF that does explain kind of what they are. They're essentially like a hive mind of TV's best comedy writers that came up with this. And I thought it was always an awesome prompt. And I referenced it back and time again. Then I thought, wait, I don't have like a big team of marketers that can bounce ideas off with this, and I'll still get stuck in my own head going through these prompts. What if I made a recipe out of it with Jasper? And what if I could play this game with Jasper to help me come up with content? Now, Jasper's not going to be the joke master over here, right? And there's still some like some context that, I wouldn't want to replace an actual comic or a comedian or a professional writer for, necessarily like completely with Jasper. But what I realized was these prompts, as you can kind of see here, they're all about engagement and they're all about frameworks. And that's exactly how Jasper operates. It sees patterns, it sees frameworks, and then it builds on top of that. So I started playing around with it. I think I spent probably like 3 or 4 hours this past weekend, taking everything from inside of this post and molding it inside of a recipe. And that's what I wanted to show you today because it's allowed me just in the last week to generate easily like a month or two's worth of Twitter posts that I could make and schedule out on that front. But it's also helped prompt me on making posts on LinkedIn. Checking out like how do we just like, oh, I'm really stuck on maybe like a fun little thing that I can put out there that I don't want to always sell online, right? Like I want to be out there and engaging with the audience of the AI author and just my personal brand in general. So, that's really where this recipe came in. And so if you guys go, if you want to go to it right now and download it into your own Jasper account and kind of work along with us, like that's totally great. I have a redirect link from the aiauthor.com/BAM. That's Brands Against Mundanity. And then
I thought it was just for the POW effect.
Bam. Yeah, no, it could be.
Makes more sense your way.
And so if you guys are interested in checking out, because they have a lot of other products that they've developed since I got this a year plus ago. I put a few links to how you can get their monthly or annual subscription, where they have a bunch of other things like meme generators and basically endless ways that you can just generate really cool content. And you can make these your own recipes. So you can check this out at, like I said, the aiauthor.com/BAM. And let me see right here, monthly subscription. Just bought the monthly subscription. Awesome. That's great. Like I really do. Adam's a great guy. They have a really killer team over there doing some really cool stuff. I think this is such an interesting angle for them, just as like, a product or a service to have. And now we're going to experiment. What does it look like to create some content live and take that stress off of like making all of this sort of these different prompts and putting it right into this recipe.
All right, guys, get ready with your ideas. Here we go.
All right. So if you guys have an idea, we're going to like take some pics from the crowd. If any of you guys have an idea for maybe your own brand or a business or like a funny idea that you'd love to see just like content being created around. But we approach this recipe the same way we approach all recipes, right? It's going to start with the content brief, which has the prompts right here to give Jasper that context. And then obviously, if you want to add specific keywords, if you want to add tones of voice and you want to add a title into it, that's only going to help improve the content that you have. And so I'll give it a second to see if anyone has any ideas here.
We'll start with a what?
Yeah, we'll start with the what. I'm just seeing if we got anybody that has some ideas in the crowd they want to drop in the chat.
So it's the what is the concept, idea, or topic?
Yeah.
Concept or idea, yeah.
We can make one up too. We can make a ridiculous one up and just see how we can do it. I mean, obviously we can do one around publishing, if we wanted to make even more content for ourselves. But let's throw some hats in the air. Zachariah, what's an idea that you think would be really fun to create some content or topic around? Maybe it's the book batch. Maybe it's otherwise.
What is a concept, a topic, or idea you want to relate to the reader? I'm trying to think of, let's see, like let's go with a business concept, topic, or idea. Maybe something.
Maybe like a content marketing agency, right? Maybe something like that.
I think that might be too meta.
Meta? Yeah, let's stay away from the meta stuff.
Let's see. Do we have anyone from the crowd that has a topic, concept, topic, or idea?
Thinking maybe we could do like a dog food brand or something.
Too. What equals profit? Okay.
That's the content here.
Okay. Generating. How about generating profit?
Maybe we're
a new profit.
Donut shop profits.
There we go.
Eddie Smith.
Heck yes, Eddie. We love it.
We're going with it. Donut shop profits. All right. So I use a tool called Voice In, guys. A lot of you will have voice dictation built into your computer, Mac, or PC. So I'm just going to speak what I'm saying here. It helps me get it out a bit faster. My keyboard sounds like it was from the 1900s. big and large and clunky. So we're going to do donut shop profits. Right there. So let's start with filling out some of this content before we dive into the recipe. This is social media content for a brand that helps donut shops increase their profits by increasing their sales in person and online. The brand Donut Shop Profits helps donut shops from all around the world, boost their sales and increase their customer satisfaction and lifetime value. The target audience is people that shop at these donut shops.
Well, would it
as
be
well as the donut shop owners?
Sorry. Yep.
What was that?
I was saying, wouldn't it be donut shop orders or owners?
I'm thinking like if we're talking about the brand in general, people that follow donut shops are going to follow them online. And so we just giving it like, okay, it's going to be both ends of the spectrum here.
Is it bad that I'm fasting right now and now I'm going to be thinking about
probably not for now. You'll be taking a drive down to Krispy Kreme after this. All right. So, the content will be posted onto the brand's social media accounts and is designed to engage with their audience online while entertaining and selling at the same time. All right, cool. 540 characters out of the 600. I think it's safe to say, we'll keep things right there. Start with this content brief, and I don't know if I have any tone of voice. Maybe like Dunkin' Donuts would be a good tone of voice.
I would try maybe like a funny, witty, right?
Okay, let's do that.
More so because we're creating kind of fun social media content.
Funny. Let's do funny and witty as a tone of voice. I'm going to leave the keywords out for right now. And so here we are, guys. We filled out the content brief for the donut shop brand. And now we're tasked with this monumental undertaking of how do we create a ton of content around this to populate our Twitter accounts, our Instagram captions, and all things in between that we can build on top of. And so what I've included here is all of the examples from that Brands Against Humanity white label comedy included inside of their PDF. So you can kind of see how would this look as a real example. And these are all real brands that have used this. So example of this first engagement driver from Cadbury. How many advent calendars is it acceptable for a grown man to buy himself, asking for a friend, right? So, and then you'll see down here, you'll see the pattern of what it is. How many X is acceptable for Y to buy themselves, asking for a friend. X being a product that you only need to sell in small quantities. Y is a description of someone who should really know better. And now we've got the command that will give Jasper, all right, follow this pattern and provide me social media content. And now my favorite command in the world, Control-Shift-Enter, keeps the command in place so that I don't have to go back and rewrite the command every single time. And it allows me to run this command quite often to just generate content at a rapid pace. All right, first one we got. How many donuts is it acceptable for a healthy person to buy themselves, asking for a friend, right? Maybe there's one prompt that you have, and lucky with our good friend. How many jelly beans is it acceptable for a giant to buy themselves, asking for a friend? How many jelly beans is it acceptable for a diabetic to buy themselves, asking for a friend?
That's dark.
And so you can see pretty quickly, like we're getting the prompts out there. And honestly, this is enough for me to just get kind of the ball going, get those creative juices flowing, and really not getting to the point of stopping here and starting to edit. We always say, like, especially the first time going through a recipe and wanting to get the content out, don't edit while you're creating the content. You want to get the content out, and then we'll come back through and trim it up. So maybe generate like 3 to 5 like per prompt, and we'll move right on to the next one. Right. So
I just love how like advanced Jasper is, and it's filling in the X and the Y itself. I just think that's amazing, and how far this tool has come to really, you're just having Jasper fill in the blank and do all the work. I mean, you're really literally just running this command. It's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And so if you guys want to download this recipe right now, go to, if you don't have a Jasper account, you can sign up, get a free trial here, aiauthor.com/Jasper. And then the recipe, that'll take you directly to it if you've already got an account, aiauthor.com/bam. But now back to our regularly scheduled program. We've got the next one. Reply with your favorite day of the year and why it's December 25th. Now, a little caveat as we go through this, some of these patterns Jasper doesn't quite get as well as others. And so it's still open for your direction as the person behind it. And honestly, like you don't even need AI to go through all these prompts. You might see one and be like, oh, I know what I want to put there. Why don't we just keep the ball rolling? Reply with your favorite donut and why it's the best, right? A synonym right here.
So that could be like reply with your favorite type of donut and why it's an apple fritter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
right.
Why it's Krispy Kreme or something along those lines, right? This is just to help you get started.
Literally just getting the ball rolling right here. And so you'll see, and again, sometimes you guys that are familiar with Jasper can get kind of caught in like loops where it just is saying kind of the same thing or whatnot. And again, I wouldn't get hung up on just only relying on AI to do it. You see, it's like, okay, it clearly gets donut, why it's it. But like, I think like this one would be the winner. Reply with your favorite, if you're a donut shop, you know, brand, what's your favorite type of donut and why it's an apple fritter? Like, haha, chuckle. That's funny.
Right.
You know, it's getting out there and you can move on to the next one. Example number 3, Christmas Depot. What's your favorite time of year? Christmas, the festival, Yuletide, and late December. Yuletide, yeah, the festive season. So, you know, again, it's what's your favorite X, A, B, or C, and then it gives like the synonyms for that right here. So let's see what this one goes at. So it's a little bit, again, let's see if it can A, B, C, or D. It's kind of repeating that same pattern. So this is telling me, there we go. Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme. I'm assuming Tim Hortons is a donut shop. Maybe it's not.
So I think that the comedy here was that favorite season is all the same type of season. So again, it's like could be chocolate, double chocolate, triple chocolate, or whatever, right?
Yeah, like Belgian, yeah, something like that.
Chocolate chip, you know.
Yeah, and it's like exactly. So like you're not completely on autopilot for something like this, but again, this is just getting the ball rolling, and this is a lot of content that you can prompt and engage and put on the social media side of things. And then it might go a different flavor, 1, 2, 3, B or C, right? If you're wanting to do like a Twitter poll or something like that, or a LinkedIn poll, you know, and if you're a donut shop owner, if you're the owner of Donut Shop Profits, you know, that might be a good, you know, way to engage with your LinkedIn audience. Good to see you, Mark.
Mark.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Mark.
Yeah, let's
quick Mark, shout out to Mark. Let me
go. Proud of Mark.
So proud of Mark. I'm holding in my hand right now Mark's first book.
I have to check my mail. I have not gotten it yet. So
Mark's first book, using AI, sticking to the process of following just the recipes and how we talk about from Published with Jarvis all the way through. Mark is now a published author, and he's using his book to connect with more people in the education space. And
love it.
Yeah, super. Congratulations, Mark. That's so awesome.
Dude,
and
it, man.
Yeah, so good.
He trusted the process. He came in and
crushed it.
And I think your manuscript was, like you said, 95% done by the end of our 7-day challenge. So super stoked to have you on.
Yeah. And so like, let's just say like right here, guys, again, to recap, we're talking about this recipe to create social media content in for a company that's called Donut Shop Profits. It's made up, but it's a marketing company that helps donut shop owners do it. So this is creating engaging content online for that. If you're like Mark and you're an education consultant that helps parents get their teens, you know, right on track into college, you would fill this out and just be relevant around who's your target audience. And you could start creating content from there to be focused around, you know, education for parents on that aspect of things. And so let's move right along to engagement number 4. What's your favorite craft beer? A, B, C, or D? That's like literally they're only giving like their examples of their products. And then D is like the only possible explanation for not choosing A, B, or C. And so this is where I think Jasper doesn't quite click all the times. Sometimes, like again, like this is like probably like my 6th or 7th time running through this recipe, And so what's your favorite donut flavor? Again, it's just prompting, D. It's not actually saying a D in here. Dinner, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. You might want to interject into this. What would you put, Zechariah?
This would be like your donut shop brand, Bob's Donuts, right? What's your favorite donut? Bob's Donuts chocolates, Bob's vanilla, or Bob's strawberry, or D, I live under a rock and have never tried a donut before. never tried Bob's Donut.
Exactly. Cool. So you get the idea of that specific example. Let's move on to the next one, number 5. Right? Did you know Christmas pudding was originally a soup made with raisins and wines? No, I didn't believe my mom's excuse either. Let's see what Jasper comes up with. No, I didn't believe my friend's excuse that he only likes to buy donuts down the street. Turns out, according to a study, and now Jasper's going to start selling us on donuts. But here's an example of, like, as you're going through this, guys, is if you're like maybe making a LinkedIn post and you want to like have an engaging hook to bring someone in. Did you know that this? I didn't believe this either. Turns out this might be going into like a story, right? Did you know that donut shops can actually increase their profits, right? And you could control Command J by 50% by implementing an online sales strategy. And with tools like ours, it's easier than ever to get started. So, stop in and try your favorite donut shop. And if you don't have one near you, be sure to check out. Right. And so now we're making up some advertising content on the fly because we're rolling with the recipe and we're being open to not just, all right, this is the only way we can use this recipe to create content. No, there's lots of ways that you can modify this and use this for creative inspiration on the ad. So did you know that donut shops can make more money when they offer a loyalty program? No, I don't believe my favorite donut shop owners when he said he was going to start a loyalty program, but it's true. A recent study found out, right? And so this is like a good softball toss up, right? Did you know this? This is a stat, right? And now, boom. And so we keep generating this content. These are different posts that you could modify and tweak. Use on LinkedIn, use on Twitter, make a Twitter thread about it. Like whatever you're doing, you could probably, I think, no, the price has to be raised because of the cost of ingredients. So this one's being like good in terms of like it's providing a few different examples and for this this sort of pattern. So you probably find a few good winners inside of here. Spotify, who's your favorite member of Take That? Let's see. Favorite category: relevant, genuine, silly options. Control Shift Enter. Again, I'm using the command Control Shift Enter in order to keep the command up here when I run it. And I found this, guys, that when the A, B, C, or D sort of ones, favorite donut shop, favorite type of donut, it's not necessarily picking up in the comedic patterns of it, right? But boy, is this getting me a lot closer to writing content around all the different types of, what's your favorite type of donut? Survey your audience. Send this out, as a survey in an email.
I mean, we get a lot of engagement on our LinkedIn posts that are just asking simple questions.
Questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this one, like cool. Like then you might see like, okay, genuine options, silly options in order of absurdity. So maybe like, whatever. If I was an actual donut shop agency owner, I'd probably be a little bit more on the ball with it. I know you spend a lot more time in donut shops, Zechariah. So
yeah, I do.
As you fast. So let me see this one. Let's see what the anagram of it, a phrase associated, a positive phrase. Let's see if it can pick up on what they're talking about right here. Clearly not an anagram of it, but that's kind of funny. You know that donut shop profit is an anagram of boost sales.
Boost sales? What?
Pretty sure an anagram is like the same thing, like spelt differently, like rearranging the words. And so they're saying like, did you know name of our brand is an anagram of like, obviously not an anagram, but the message you're trying to get across. So Now we got Jasper just really, yeah. So now we're
you want more? Here's more.
What was that?
Profits is an anagram of satisfaction.
So we got a real, all of these are true. No shoppers don't benefit from these tips. Thanks, Jasper. Twitter polls, right? What's the best Christmas movie? A Muppets Christmas Carol? I'm wrong. So the pattern here is just like you don't have a choice. this is the answer to it. So what's the best type of donut? Cake, yeast, or filled? It's supposed to say or I'm wrong, right? And so it's like, so whatever you want to interject here as the brand owner, what's the best type of X? Your obvious choice, or I'm wrong. And we run this a few more times, it's probably going to run into that pattern as well. But again, easy to just get the ball rolling with something like this. And jumping back, I like this one as an example. On this day in 1899, the trampoline was invented, followed the day after by the invention of the stretcher.
I already have a good one for this.
Okay.
Let's see what Jasper comes up with.
1938, the first donor top opened, followed the day after by the invention of sprinkles to top them off.
Followed the day after by the invention of the elastic waistband or something. Sweatpants.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Be like, followed the day after by the first electric oven. I don't know if that makes sense. So I would say like right here, invention of the elastic waistband. Haha, funny. You put your little injection in there as the human that's driving Jasper and driving the machine. And voila, you have an engaging social media post that you can post. Now we're just straight spitting facts about, or not facts. I'm terrible at history dates.
The machine that automatically makes donuts. All right, Jasper. Jasper's humor is,
Yeah, and I think that really the thing that to highlight in all of this is that Jasper's not a professional comic, and it's not going to get a lot of the nuance of what we're trying to do here. Again, so Jasper, get us 80% of the way down the field, and then we take it the remaining 20% by modifying things there. So this is a good one, I think. Spare a thought, and so I think some of like the language here, like send a prayer, spare a thought. Thinking about all the people out there having to work in this heat. Let's see.
Thinking of spare a thought for donut shop workers who have to smell donuts and can't eat them.
Yeah, exactly. Having to work in an oven all day. True Legends. What's your favorite Star Wars film? Mine is Wrath of Khan, which is Star Trek. So like obviously wrong. So open-ended choice, following like, okay. And this is like a pattern interrupt too. It's like people that like would get that. What's your favorite donut? Mine is a, it's like
pudding. I don't know. I'm not very good at comedy either.
I'm not either. But that's why I signed up for White Label Comedy.
I like that it writes it, and then we just have to come up with maybe the one or two items that we need to switch right here, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah. What's your favorite type of donut? Mine is like a cream-filled bagel, maybe, or
an everything bagel.
Or mine. What's your favorite bagel? Mine's a Krispy Kreme original glazed. Right, like modify it like that. You might have something to work with. Missing Glastonbury. I don't know if I'm familiar with what that is. Maybe it's a popular show. I don't watch a lot of TV. Hang out with Jasper when I'm bored.
I don't know what. I think it is a concert.
Maybe it's like, like don't live near a donut shop. Recreate the experience by buying a dozen from out of town and eating them all at once. Missing a freshly made donut. Recreate them. Cool. So I think you guys get the gist of this, right? Like this entire recipe is designed to just spark that initial like engagement in the style there. And we've got a lot of engagement drivers on this front end.
How many do you have in this recipe, Darby?
I think there's 52 total. And it's broken up into different sections as well. So like capping it off at 52, these are all like, I think this is like all pitch related. So we're going to just kind of breeze through these because, you get the idea of how to run these patterns. It's literally as simple as running Control-Shift-Enter, getting these commands off, and Thinking about crossing this, what should we call it? Thinking and crossing our X with our Y.
Or donuts with our coffee.
Yeah. Donuts with tacos. What should we call it? Right. This might be a way like, hey, just
taco nut.
Taco nut. Bacon donut delight. So now we got Jasper actually answering the hard questions here. Donuts with burger. Sweating just reading these. So this is a funny one. It's like calling out a competitor or something like that. Maybe, hey blank, fancy blank tonight. Hey Duncan, fancy a coffee tonight? So if you were like a brand owner of a donut brand, you see like a good way to @ your competitors on Twitter. I could see like Wendy's doing this to McDonald's. Like Wendy's, hey McDonald's, fancy a milkshake tonight or something. Hey Duncan, fancy a Boston cream tonight? You go here. And so let me see, tag a friend. And so tag a friend who just wouldn't appreciate X. Something you could do with your product, but probably shouldn't. Just wouldn't appreciate a donut with no hole. Interesting. All right, cool. So that's the last of the engagement driver section, right? And so that's about 20 of those, really solid, get the engagement part going. We've got enough content there as the owner of Donut Shop Profits to sprinkle out, no pun intended, over the next few weeks.
That was a good one.
I made that up myself. Didn't even need Jasper.
It's the creativity from Jasper's got you going. What?
So I gave it the prompt accidentally on the thing. Every family has one crazy relative. For example, my mom generally believes that cats have some enjoyable moments. I gave it the prompt and Jasper goes, hey, don't knock cats until you tried it. Some people might say that donuts are the new cats, but I like to think donuts are way better.
Okay.
After all, donuts are round and fluffy. Go home, Jasper.
Jasper, you're drunk.
What? That's funny because of how Jasper knows this stuff through 2019. It's kind of scary too. So again, following the prompts and the patterns here, you get the idea. These are all relatable jokes, right? And so it's how do you make your brand more relatable to your audience? And so thinking kind of in shifting a little bit of the frame that we're coming at this from. Nothing more important than family. Clearly, they haven't heard about Allen keys. IKEA makes sense, right? The home base for Allen keys and do it yourself. Nothing more. They clearly haven't heard about jelly-filled donuts. Would be a funny one there, right? They say nothing's more important than family. They clearly haven't heard about what's something that is relatable to your brand, right? Getting on that kind of repeat pattern. Maybe I just want to give it another prompt about Donut Shop Profits. Interesting. So I'm going to roll with this because I really like whenever Jasper does get into these the creativity and the way you can kind of nudge it in this direction.
So explain what this happened, Darby.
So this happened because Jasper right now is only seeing this prompt because it's got the blinders on right here and it's only seeing what's over here in the content brief and the title. So I ask it to give me this as a command and it gives me this as the output. So what I did was I deleted this right here and then I did Control J to just have it continue that and see where it's going to kind of go. And let's X this out and just use the last one example because it's going to keep itself in this loop. Just for now, I'm sure we can modify it. And this would just be insert your own, opinion as the expert brand owner here. But what it did is it recognized that we're giving it a command right here with that Command J. And on a medium output, there was still some room for Jasper to keep running with it. And so the AI prompted itself to say, start with a rhetorical question that your target audience was thinking about. What's the best way to boost donut sales and increase profits? And it gave itself this, and then it gave itself add a lighthearted or funny observation or quip. Example, the answer is simple, more donuts, right? And this is the AI being the AI, following pattern. The pattern recognition tells it that, okay, we're going to keep kind of going down this path. Get straight to the point, tell your audience what they need to know. Donut shops are always looking for ways to increase profits, but sometimes the simplest solution is right in front of them. By increasing the number of donuts available for sale, donut shops can see a significant boost in here. So I might put this in my back pocket and say, like, hey, this is like decent content that I could use later. Okay. So if you're looking here, check out our website for more details about how we can help, right? This is a marketing agency that specializes in the donut shop niche.
Increasing donuts. The best thing to do here too with the call to action is to give something away for free, and that's what we teach inside of our course and everywhere else is instead of just saying be sure to visit our website, you could say sign up and get our free book, right? You just cover the shipping, or sign up and get a free 90-minute masterclass. That's always the best plan of action.
Yeah, and if you're a donut shop owner, you might want to have like an ebook that's just like, these are 10 tips for optimizing your sales or increasing your sales and profits as a donut shop owner. Give that away for free, get some people that are going to be qualified leads coming in, and open up the conversation for the next sale. Got the next one here. Families are like drains. You only really notice them when they start to kick up a stink. X your product's category, similarity. Let's see if it recognizes this pattern.
Seem very salesy.
Classic Jasper. Families are like donuts. They're always delicious, and there's never too many.
All right. All right.
See?
So families are like donuts. They're great with just one or two, but 12 at a
Might
time.
get you sick.
Yeah. 12 at a time, and you want to kill yourself.
But family gatherings, right? Like,
yeah.
you get a dozen at a time, and you might end up with an upset stomach.
Right.
Families like St. Patrick's Day, which actually I think it is St. Patrick's Day today, isn't it?
It is.
Wow. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
We're not wearing green.
I wonder if I'll make green coffee, green donuts. Here we go. Cars. Following some more pattern here. So, friends don't let friends. This is like friends don't let friends X, right? And so something that might mark them as rookie. Friends don't let friends eat terrible donuts.
Easy one.
Eat unhealthy food. Yeah. So it's coming from a donut shop, maybe the healthy donut niche. I wonder how large that is.
So Darby, to get access to this recipe, you want to put up the link again for them?
Yeah, so we'll probably start wrapping things up here in a little bit, guys. I'm going to jump to the last section so you can see kind of where like the sales aspect comes in directly. But if you want to get access to this recipe, check out the aiauthor.com/bam. That'll take you to the recipe that you can download right into your Jasper account. And if you're interested in checking out more from White Label Comedy, who this recipe is based off, the founder, Adam Hunt, great guy, is the CEO. And there's a few links on the top of the recipe for some of their additional offers, very reasonably priced, and all centered around helping you just generate really, funny, engaging, quality content online. And you can get that, plug them into Jasper, and use it along the way. I really like this one. This is a funny one. Anyone who thinks there's no such thing as a dream job clearly hasn't met the person who gets to proofread Grammarly's site. It does sound like a dream job. How this relates to donuts. A donut taste tester. You might, instead of like always plugging yourself, you might plug like another, place. It's an awesome place to do just get sales.
Place.
Love to work at a donut marketing shop. Cool. So now we just got a nice little job posting here for you to hire some more employees on this front. Let's scroll on down to the last section. We work TV, Netflix, relatable jokes. What are we at here? I think it's 40 and up, 41 and up. Maybe it's not. Maybe I screwed up. Product pitches. Okay, so now there's the last section inside of this recipe is all about product pitches. And so, again, it's going to be more based around, the sales aspect.
So what was the example? I didn't see that.
The example here is from McDonald's. Oops. Oh no. No. The example here is from McDonald's. It's always, when is the McRib coming back? And never, how are you, guy who runs the McDonald's Twitter account? See what we got here. Old product that your audience will get excited of returning.
Yeah, the scrolling is a little, when I'm looking on my screen, at least, I don't know about people in the audience too, the scrolling is a little like jolty, so it's hard to go along sometimes.
Well, I apologize if the quality of the stream is not coming across the way that we would all hope, but I think you guys are getting the gist either way of kind of how to just run these. It's literally set up to be plug and Control Shift Enter, and then insert your own, personality, your own experience, your own uniqueness into it. And I think I need to get my scroller to be a little bit more smooth. Might be the issue. I've got a lot of rollers, but KFC, healthy relationships are about give or take. For example, you give us $4.99 and you can take a bucket of chicken. It's a funny, entertaining way to kind of lightly throw a sales pitch out there. For example, give us a dozen donuts and you can take a dozen of them. Give us $12.99, you can take a dozen donuts, right? Something along those lines.
I'm really eager to see too, if you guys use this recipe, share on any of our social platforms. I'd love to see what kind of content you generate too, and if it's working for you as well. The whole point of this is to help you guys generate content and help your brand overall. Mm-hmm. So we love to see stuff that's working, and just Mark posting up his book and everything that he's doing has been great for us to just follow along on everyone's journey here. So feel free to reach out. We're very easy to connect with on any of our social platforms. So make sure you're sharing your wins.
Yeah, and if you got ideas about recipes that would be really helpful for you and you're not quite sure how to build them and structure them, reach out and let us know kind of what you have in mind. We're always looking for ways that we can kind of take Jasper and push it to the next level, and make sure that it's relevant to, people that are actually using the tool to grow their business. So, coming up here, at the end of the recipe, we've got a few more templates, that are all out there. And, at the end of the day, this is all this stuff that's extra prompts to help you create that content that's going to put you out there in front of your audience on social media. And so you can spend less time just thinking about it, racking your brain, staring at a blinking cursor, get the ball rolling. And then you can spend more time like actually spending those one-on-one relationships. Like if you're like a coach or, a consultant, working with your clients, building those relationships up.
Things that are going to bring you revenue, right? The focus on the 20% that brings you 80% of the results.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Halloween, file is corrupt, cannot be opened. I'll follow a common pattern from within your niche. Let's see if it picks this one up. Cool. Last year at my local donor shop, the profits were so low, the owner was kidding, closing up shop. It's a pretty scary story. Pretty relevant here. Starbucks, don't forget your 5 a day, espresso, latte, cappuccino, mocha, and hot chocolate. Right, so just plug in stuff that's relevant to most popular product. Donuts, coffee, cakes, cookies, and pies. Perfect. And last but not least, oh, never mind. We got 2 more here. Let's see.
Donut shop profits. This the thing.
Yeah, and so basically it's prompting, and Jasper's like, all right, we're about to make a sales pitch here. Cool, onward and upward. And just to cap things off, last one, think of this as an investment. It's all over. The math would be a great little hammock. Think of this as investment with this all over. The donut shop will make a great place for people to gather and socialize. Nice little way.
It doesn't know pandemic.
No. New car will make a great garage. Okay. Interesting. Surprised that it actually used that prompt.
It's not wrong in its prompts.
Yeah. So,
right. Any questions, guys? Anything you'd like to see, or anything about how to use Jasper effectively for your brand?
Yeah, make sure to drop them in the comments. If we don't get to them here, again, connect with us at the AI Author on all socials. You can also connect with me at Darby A. Rollins, and I think you're at Z is for Zachariah.
Yeah, Z is for Zachariah.
Cool, guys.
ZISFOR.
Cool.
Zachariah.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you guys so much for everyone that did tune in here live. I'm going to put up on the screen one last time. Go ahead and go to the AIauthor.com. I'll put it in the chat as well. Download this recipe. And then head on over to the AIauthor.com/Jasper to get 10,000 free words to get you started. If you don't already have a Jasper account, you do need a Jasper account. You need to have boss mode activated in order to run these recipes. It's highly worth it. Save you countless hours of time, energy, and just overall effort in creating content so you can get back to doing what you need to do most as a business owner.
All right, Mark. Mark's already downloaded his.
Awesome.
And Mark, I'd love to see some of your posts. Make sure you're posting them and sharing your wins. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely, guys. All right, we'll keep you posted on the next time we do one of these lives. Next week, if you're tuning with us on 3/17/22, we are going to be doing a live training breaking down creating a whole 100 to 150 page business book that drive leads into your business. We're doing that's going to be about like a 90-minute workshop that we're going to be building this through, showing the entire process of how to use Jasper to write business books that generate leads. That's the AIauthor.com/training, and you can register for that. Until then, everyone take care out there, create some awesome content, and good luck growing your business.